Have the SEC finally given up on this court case with Ripple? Some pretty big moves made by the SEC, and I think the argument is safe to say they are running scared right now. Equally, the price is certainly representing a strong sentiment towards XRP winning this case. We'll be taking a look at everything going on, and importantly, the motion to seal summary that has just come on. You are not going to want to miss what is in chapter 3 of that document. We're going to take a look at that in just 1 second. But first, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Keep up to date with everything going on with this court case, as well as the broader cryptocurrency market. And let's get into it. So, taking a quick look at the price out there, we currently have a 0.04% up across the global market. Bitcoin 16.8, ETH 12.19, and Ripple having a pretty nice move. You can see up 1.15%. It's nearly $600 million in volume, $17.8 billion market cap out there right now. Ranked number 6 in the global crypto market. Now, we know obviously they are going through the court case and have been for a number of years now with the SEC, but it does feel like it's getting nearer and nearer. Now, interestingly, we had an official summary, a motion to seal summary. Now, for what anyone that's wondering what that is, ultimately it's removing either documents, statements, evidence where possible out of a particular case and making sure that either A, isn't publicly available, or B, it comes out of this. And it's a very interesting topic. Both parties get to submit one. We have one submitted by Ripple, and this one is the one submitted by the SEC, and it's very, very interesting. We'll take a look at all of these in just a sec. Judge Torres, Annalisa Torres, obviously the judge that is dealing with this SEC XRP case. And it says at the top here, just kind of gives us a summary of exactly what it is, but respectfully submits this motion to seal certain portions of the parties' filings in connection with their motions for summary judgment, i.e. we're going to seal it. We don't want it to come out before that judgment is made. The SEC's request for sealing relate to 3 categories of information. Number 1, names and other identifying information of the SEC experts and XRP investors. 2, the personal and financial information. And 3, internal SEC documents reflecting debate and deliberation by SEC officials. So let's get into it in a bit more detail. So witness names and other identifying information. The SEC seeks to redact names and other identifying information. Now, if you're wondering what redaction or redact means, it's simply the process of editing for publication. Before this comes out for the public, it is either censored, it's obscured, it's changed so that the point that's there, or whether it's the legal ramifications or an individual's name, can be changed to ensure that it can't then be published for that. If it's kept secure and not for public knowledge, then this doesn't need to happen. Now, it does continue. It says, and to the certain XRP investors who submitted declarations in connection with the SEC's summary judgment motion, these limited redactions are appropriate in order to protect the identities of witnesses. Now, it says experts were subjected to extensive threats and harassment after his name was publicly disclosed, which absolutely is ridiculous. The court thus held in connection with the parties' motions to exclude expert testimony that the redaction of expert name and identified information are narrowly tailored to preserve the high value of witness safety and judicial efficiency. So I kind of get that one. That kind of makes sense. They're sort of saying, look, you know, someone's been threatened, their documents were leaked, their public information was put out there, and people made threats. So I totally and completely understand why you would want a witness name and other identifying information to be removed on that. I'm not going to go through all of it. I will leave a link for this in the description so you can check it out. But the second point is personal and financial information. It quotes, the SEC has also submitted proposed limited redactions in order to prevent disclosure of personal information, including financial information of defendants and certain third parties. This includes bank account numbers, blockchain wallet addresses, and mobile telephone numbers. Again, I totally think this is a good thing. People's wallets, people's blockchain wallets, people's personal bank account details, mobile phone, telephone numbers. Fortunately, we live in a very, very strange society right now where people think it's acceptable to take these and cause malice, or certainly be detrimental to an individual's well-being. And I think it's absolutely the right thing. It says the proposed redactions are appropriate because personal and financial information implicates significant privacy interests and is not relevant to the adjudication of the summary judgment. Now, you might debate that one, whether that's actually true or not. But ultimately, I do agree with this. This kind of makes sense. And then you kind of get to category 3, and this is where it gets very, very, very interesting indeed, as part of this top part here that we're going to read out in just a second. So we've said, do you know what? These people need to have some level of protection. We need to remove their personal details. Secondly, we need to remove the financials. Then they sort of drop this one, the internal deliberations of the SEC officials. Finally, the SEC seeks to seal internal SEC documents and references to those documents in defendants' papers that reflect non-public deliberations by the SEC officials in connection with Director Bill Hinman's June 2018 speech. The Hinman speech document. The SEC produced these internal documents after the court denied the SEC's objection to the magistrate's judge Netburn's findings that these documents were not protected by the deliberative process or attorney-client privileges. The SEC respectfully maintains that the Hinman speech documents are protected by these. If these documents were to become part of the public record, the SEC would be foreclosed from making any such argument in the future. We want to hide the Hinman files. You can take away our financial details. You can hide my name. Oh, and by the way, bin the Hinman files. Let's get rid of them. It doesn't matter. It's not a big thing. It's a massive thing, and they are trying to cover it up, which is absolutely ridiculous. And even they go as far as to say the clear lack of relevance of these documents to these summary judgment motions should be weighed against the impact of their release of the documents would have on the SEC's ongoing deliberations on the wider variety of issues in these documents were made public. The Hinman speech documents reflect internal discussions and deliberations by numerous SEC officials, regardless of whether these documents reflect deliberations that should be protected by the deliberative process privilege. They unquestionably reflect confidential deliberations. The SEC officials repeatedly expressed their views and position on issues of pragmatic significance to the SEC. Absolutely insane. They want to hide the Hinman files. They want to make sure you can't see them. They want to take them out of circulation. It's absolutely insane if you ask me. And do you know what? People are not falling for it. The price is on the way up, 1.2% on the day, 35 cents currently. A lot of people saying we're going to move up. A lot of people saying we're going to go down. The channel certainly looks positive. We've got some money flow coming into XRP. I think generally this is a massive move from the SEC to cover up the one thing that brings the whole house of cards of the SEC down. So big news. Let me know in the comments what you think about those, particularly chapter 3, where they are trying by legal ways to remove the Hinman files from this case. Absolutely insane. Like I said, let me know down in the comments what you think of all of that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you are bullish on XRP and think the SEC are full of nonsense. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.